Alright, here we go. I have done some more work to it. I have reduced the inner side for the exhaust. Smaller diameter, 5 instead of 6 1/4. Got my sparker set in place for igniting it. Got the bearings mounted. And it's solid. So I decided to push the bearings farther apart so that they can just align them a little bit better. So I sit on the bearings and I spin. So that's the intake side. Airflow. Might take the extra wings off. We'll see. Comes in through here, of course. And that sparker jumps right into the fuel. If you can see inside there. You can see where it'll arc over to the fuel rail to ignite the fuel as it comes through. And you can see that in the pipe I used, it's got tabs to create an air gap from one side of the engine to the other. So now I'm gonna, because I reduced the size of that, I gotta reduce the size of my turbine blades, which is fine. It's not a big deal, but it is something I gotta do. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. So I've been a bit busy. I've got my sparker inside there. I reduced the size of the exhaust so that we can build better compression and stuff. That's what it looks like on the inside. It's got 4 blotter walls inside, just so that the pressure can't go around that tube. You can see on them here. And then you got my reduced size, my turbine blades, flame tube, center wall, bearing mounted, and then your 3 compression blades, each with different pitch, which would be the amount each blade is twisted. And then they each can scoop air and compress it differently. And then the intake, where I think I might have to clean this up, but yeah, so the air gets around on the other bearing side. So these will be welded in to the tubes. This will get welded in. This needs to get welded to this, which it's currently not, but it will be, so that everything spins inside. And that's the relative spacing that I'm looking for, I think. I might just need yet to cut it off here, and that means, of course, the rest of this can be shortened up a little bit on that side, but whatever. We'll see how it works. I'm not looking for incredible force. I'm just looking for workable force. So, but the idea is, with the spark and the ignition, you have your 9-volt battery. It ties to one end. The other end is tied to the metal. And then it'll arc into this little notch right here to the 2 sides of it, where the fuel comes in from the inside. You can see there, and that generates its spark. So instead of trying to put in a lighter, a match, or anything like that, it'll actually just be an electric button and just and away it starts. So that'll be pretty cool. And I just need something to feed it some air outside of itself, like a fan, just to get some air into it to get it actually going. Maybe a leaf blower or something like that. Just something to send enough air that it actually has enough to get going. After that, it should draw in enough of its own air to actually do what I'm looking for it to do. So we're at here as far as those parts go. And I've started working on the shroud to go over that, but it's a lot of work. And I think I'm going to use the old cowling on the end here for the diffuser from the old one I made when I only started testing on, so that yeah, it's the right size, so I might as well just use it. Otherwise I gotta make a whole new one, and it was a bit of work. So if I can just reuse, well, that makes it better, at least easier. So that's kind of where we're at, and I'm gonna keep working on it, and we'll just get testing it hopefully in the next little while.